In today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of Sheglam makeup products. This is going to be my total honest review about each and every product, so let's get into it. First I'm going to use is this liquid contour, and this is like the newer version because it got a double end. You got a sponge end, and then you also got a very like precise end. This would be good for nose contour. I'm going to start off using this liquid bronzer as I haven't got no foundation or tinted serum from there. But I have tried the foundation before, but I wasn't a fan of it. It was clinging to my dry patches and it was very drying on the skin, even though I got the hydrating version and not the matte. I chucked it away, so now I cannot use it, but I'm just going to use liquid bronzer and concealer today, and hopefully the makeup will still look the same as it normally do. I am going to clip my hair back. First I'm going to go in with a sponge end and just place it where I normally would. I like to put it on the high points of my face just to make me look a bit more bronzed. And then with the precise end, I'm going to do some nose contour. I'm also going to put it into my crease to give that like lifted look. I really do love using this liquid bronzer. I pretty much use this liquid bronzer every day. I just like the way the blended like instantly melts into the skin. It blends so easy. And I also find like if like you don't know how to do makeup, this liquid bronzer be perfect for you, because where it just blends so easy and you don't have to move the brush out there. It's just be easier for you then, because you won't mess up on it. Just look how quick and easy this to blend. With this liquid bronzer, I find it lasts long as well, and it don't go patchy on the skin, which I love because I hate it when liquid bronzers to go patchy. It just gives like that even bronzed look. When I do blend it out, I like to keep tapping it in the place that I put it so it stays there and you're not like moving it around. And I like to use like this type of brush. This brush is also from Sheglam, but it do need a good clean. It's absolutely dirty. This brush is good. It keeps the pigment. It doesn't take any pigment away like some brushes do, and it blends out the liquid bronzer very nicely. I like it that much. I had to get it for my blush as well. Now it's time for this concealer, and it got a metal applicator, which I like because as soon as you put it under your eyes it's super cooling. Get on with it and place it and the eyes. You don't need a lot of this concealer because a little do go a long way and it's quite full coverage. But I'm just going to place it pretty much everywhere, and I'm also going to carve out that liquid bronzer. I'm going to put it like everywhere basically, because I want to cover up my skin, as we didn't have no like foundation or any sort of tint to like cover up the redness and stuff. But I think I have put too much underneath my eyes. A little do go a long way with this. Just going to keep it as that. I'm just going to blend it out using a brush first, and then going to go back over using my beauty blender. But I'm just going to take this concealer straight up like this to give that lifted look. And I've definitely put too much. See, this is what I mean, a little do go a long way. Like if I'm painting, I'm going to drag that up onto my eyelid also. So far it's blending really easy, and like I said, a little do go a long way. But I do like, as I'm blending it, it's blending out easy, but like I just can tell it's like a dry concealer, like that type of consistency. We'll soon see now by the way it is set on the skin. I don't know if you can tell, but it do look very dry. Like the lines underneath my eyes, they are like sort of creasing already, which I hate. Every concealer I try though to crease underneath my eyes. I don't know whether that's just me or is the product with every single product. But literally I put too much of this on. I'm literally painting a mask onto my face. I do feel quite dry, and like you gotta be quick with it type of concealer, otherwise it'll just dry down. I definitely didn't need foundation using this concealer anyway. After applying that, I do look like I've got foundation on. This have took me a while to blend out now, and because I'm blending out this compared to on my forehead a bit last. It is a bit more harder to blend out. Like it ain't as smooth, and it is clinging to my dry patches right by here on my forehead. But it might be just my skin and not the product. But I hate it when any type of product clings to my dry skin. I just love when a product is that hydrating. It just looks like skin and stuff. I'm gonna quickly blend using my beauty blender now to make sure everything is nice and seamless and no brush strokes on the face. I would say after using a beauty blender, I've smoothed everything out a tiny bit better, like compared to what it was. But to be honest, I think this concealer is just too drying for me personally, like, because I do have very dry skin. Like, I don't know if you can tell now, like underneath the eye, it do look a bit more smoother than it did. But it have literally creased already. So we gotta make sure we blend those bad boys out before setting anything. Now it's time to set all that concealer in place, and I've got this Sheglam Insta Ready Duo powder. In the top you've got a pressed powder and in the bottom you've got a loose powder, and as you can tell, I very much love this product. I have used this obviously a few times. This is my second one I've bought because I find it's cheap, and not only that, it does its job for, like, considering how cheap it is. Yeah, I have tried better powders than this, but they are more expensive than this, so I find for the cheaper option, this is a good powder to, like, blur. Just get in with putting it on. This I do like to take the pressed powder end, just load the powder puff with it, and as you just saw, I do like using a powder puff to apply my pressed powder and loose powder, matter of fact. But I'm just going to quickly blend out these creases, and then we can just set like so. Like, to make sure I'm pressing it in. As you can see, like, I've instantly blurred my under eye and round by ear. Like, it's just such a good powder for this price, and it also claims to be waterproof as well, but I haven't tested that out. It lasts a while, like, till I take my makeup off, but because I've got very dry skin, but when I have makeup on I get very oily in my T-zone area. If I apply more of this powder, I don't get cakey or anything like that, so that's a good thing. It is very, like, thin, you can't feel it on your face or nothing like that either, which I like, because I hate it when you got makeup on, you can just feel it all caked up on your face. Set right by here. This bronzer is looking a bit too harsh. I'm gonna blend out with the beauty blender. With a big fluffy brush, I'm just gonna lightly go over that liquid bronzer just to make it less harsh looking. Looking up very closely to my face, I can tell that in some areas of my face the powder have clung to the concealer, but personally that is the concealer's fault, because I've used that powder plenty of times and they've never done that to me with my other concealers I'd use. But I think that's because, though, the concealer was quite drying anyway. Like, it did have that drying effect to it, and look, and I can tell, like, right by here under my eye, it, like, clung to the dryness of that concealer, and, like, right by here in this area. So I would personally say that concealer is a no-go. Absolutely no-go. I hate it. Compared to other concealers, like, this is just, no, you can get way better, cheaper concealers than that. Moving on to liquid blush, and once again, I forgot to apply this before I applied powder, but it's too late, but I'm pretty sure this can go over powder anyway. This is the Sheglam blush, and this is what it looks like. And this is in the shade Daisy. I'm gonna apply this like I normally would, just right by here, and like this amount. And with the liquid bronzers, this is pretty much like the same formula. I'd like blend out super easy and quick. So if you're a beginner of makeup, I would try this. Like, could you just see how easily that blended out? I didn't have to do that much movement with the brush, but it just gives that, like, nice flush of colour, and it's also very buildable, so if you did one more blush you could always add some more on top. I did want to try another one because I have got multiple blushes from Sheglam. This blush because it'll like instantly melt into the skin, and it also goes on top of powder very well. As you can see, like it's no patchiness or no cakey looking, it's just very like glowy and natural looking. If you've watched my Wizard of Oz makeup collection, then you would know that's from that video. I wanted to show you guys this other blush that you could get. It's the colour of it, but today I ain't going to be adding this one. I'm going to be using a different one you guys might have not saw before, and that is this Willy Wonka blush. Look how cool the packaging is. But this is the Wonka Violet Flush Blush, and it's very like, I've obviously used this before, but it's very like dewy looking and natural looking also. I just thought, why not apply this as well on top, because who doesn't want more than one blush? So what it looks like on top of that blush, it just gives, it have got pigment to it, but you can't, because it's quite the same colour as that blush I placed earlier. But it just gives off that nice like dewy shine on your cheek that like looks very healthy. And also this to go over top of powder, also very nice. I'll put the prices of each product on the screen for you guys if you did want to go and get it. But yeah, this is like, I can't remember off the top of my head, but this is quite cheap and affordable, and it works as like a normal blush. Now time for powder bronzer, and this is the one we got, is the Sheglam Sunside Bronzer, and I have tried this a few times before, but I'm not a fan of it. It goes very patchy on the skin. Let's just use it anyway. It is quite pigmented for a bronzer. It'll go like patchy very quick, and some bronzers like that I just can't deal with. I hate patchiness with the bronzers, but also with blush, like I hate it when it just goes patchy in general. But it'll go like very muddy looking and it's very orange, but it might be just me and picked up the wrong shade. It looks so muddy and patchy, like I don't know if you can tell, it just goes instantly muddy on the skin. So I wouldn't personally recommend this bronzer at all. Hopefully we can fix it with a bit of powder and stuff. I don't know if it's picking up on camera like I can see in person, but in person it'll look very orange and muddy looking. I like go back over that bronzer we used earlier into the crease. Like, look at it, it don't like blend out very well either. It's like very hard to blend out. One powder bronzer I'd use that it just instantly melts into the skin, like if it's a cream, but it's obviously not, it's a powder. Let's just do some nose contour. It's a pigmented bronzer, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it being pigmented doesn't mean it's a good thing. Next up is this blush powder palette, and I think this is very worth your money because you got 6 beautiful shades, and not only that, they are very nice on the skin. I don't really know which shade to go for. Might just go for like a mixture of like these two. Just watch the magic. They are quite pigmented as well, guys. Like it instantly like mattifies that glow, but it doesn't take it away that much. Like you still can see the glow peeking through, which I like because I'm not that lover of a matte skin as I got dry skin. I don't like matte products. Blur and it like mattify the skin, but with a bit of glow peeking through, which I'm obsessed. They are very pigmented, but they're very like blendable, and they're very easy to take away the colour with a bit of powder. Like now that I'm very blush looking, move on to the next step. I also got these 3 other blushes from Sheglam, and they're from the Clay Bay collection. If you haven't watched that video, I posted it a while ago, but these are out of their makeup collection, and they're also very nice blushes as well, and these are each of the shades. And these are also like that palette, they like give off the same formula, and they like very blurring and mattifying as well, but doesn't take the glow away. I've got a liquid highlighter which looks like this, but in today's video I don't think I'm going to use this as I've got loads of powder on. But I have got this highlighter I have recently got from the Wizard of Oz collection, and it's this powder highlighter, so we can give that a go. And this highlighter is very blinding, like I don't know if the camera's picking up all that, but it have got like glitter in it, so if you're not like a glittery highlighter type of person, then this obviously ain't for you. But when I apply it, it's like It's like melt into the skin, like you don't know where it starts or where it finishes, if you know what I mean. This is a very glittery highlighter. They haven't got like big chunks of glitter in it. You can see the glitter or anything on the face. I have got a few eyeshadow palettes to try. I got this Wizard of Oz one and this. So the Sheglam Cosmic Come Up collection one. This is what this one will look like. The one that the Wizard of Oz one to look like. But then I've also got two of these palettes, which is the KB one and the Wizard of Oz one. But in this one, there are 4 mini palettes with 4 shades in each of them. This is what the KB one to look like. Very bright and beautiful colours. I don't know which palette to do, so I'm just going to choose one and then we'll see what eye look we can come up with. I decided to go in with this eyeshadow palette today, and first I'm going to take this shade right here. Just going to go into my crease. I do find with these eyeshadows they are very like smooth on the eyes and buttery. Like they blend easy and everything, and especially like the shimmers are absolutely unreal. In every single eyeshadow palette the shimmers are like unreal. Like some of the mattes in the KB eyeshadow palette, not it to be honest, like the pinks for instance, you've got to build that up quite a lot to get it to the colour you want it to be, otherwise it's quite light looking on the eye and not that visible. I'm just going to do a simple eye look today, maybe just a pop of colour. I just don't think colourful eye looks to suit me. I'm going to go in with this KB palette as well, and I'm just going to take a little bit of this brown shade right here. I will say like the brown is very pigmented in this palette and the shimmers are very nice, but like this shade, that shade, that shade, that shade and that shade, you've got to build it up quite a lot. Put a tiny bit of that brown on the outer part, like not that much at all. Just to slightly deepen it up a tiny bit. As you can see, they like instantly blend together so well. Just thinking about to take either this shade or this shade. This one is more like a purple colour and this is more like a silver with green in it. But I think I might take this one, this colour for a change. This is what it looks like on the finger, like it's super pigmented and they feel so soft and velvety. And I'm just gonna tap that into the center of the lid. Like I don't know if you can see that, but that just looks stunning. And I'm just gonna slightly blend it out all over the lid. Mainly the glitter is in the center, just like that. You can't feel no glitter or anything. They do create a little tiny bit of fallout, so if you do want to use this eyeshadow palette, I would say to do your eyes first because you can just easily wipe away the fallout. But and to be honest, it ain't that bad. It just looks like a bit of tiny glitter around the face. I'm going to take a bit of this light green shade by here on the lower lash line, just for like a pop of colour light. And I do really like this mascara. I have used it a few times now. This is probably like my 3rd one maybe. What I like about this mascara to get every single each lash, and I find it also hold the curl up quite good as well. I really like to like wiggle it on top, like the top of my lashes first, just like that, and then let it dry and then go to the root up. And that way for me personally to make my eyelashes look longer and to make the curl stay more. But everyone's eyelashes is different. Once they dried, I like to go in through the root up. You'll find if you do keep applying it though, it will get clumpy. But I don't dip the brush back in to make more product on the brush, so I just use what I got. I find just using the product on the brush and not dipping back in will make your eyelashes less clumpy looking. Because I find now if I go back in now to get more product and then apply more on my eyelashes, it will go clumpy straight away. Even though sometimes even if I don't dip in, it can look clumpy. I also got this like burgundy mascara as well from Sheglam. I also got a brown one in the exact same mascara. I'm not really fussed on these mascaras from Sheglam because they're waterproof, and I find waterproof mascara is just no good for you because they eventually rip your eyelashes out. I find that to make my eyelashes fall easy and it just more straightforward than more up and curled. I recommend this mascara specifically. Next product I'm going to use is this Sheglam lip liner. The lid is literally a sharpener, which is so genius, I reckon. Shade name I've rubbed off, so I can't really see what the shade name is. Lip liners that go on so smoothly. They're not like, they are creamy and they glide on easy, but they're not like that creamy where it's easy to come off, if you know what I mean. Like some creamy lip liners are too creamy and they just come off your lips so easy. This is just like the perfect amount of creaminess. Lip liner is done. I have got a few products for lips. I think I got more than this as well, but I can't really fit them all in my hands. These are the main ones I pretty much use all the time. And I don't know which one to go for because I'm not a gloss girl. I don't really want to use this one. And plus I haven't long done a video on it. So if you want to go and check that out. Probably be going in with this shade, which is in the shade Rule Breaker. It's like a very like light pink colour. Pop that in the centre of the lip. Because this is a matte lipstick, it is like very drying on the lips. I can remember when I first used this, when it was first brand new, I put it onto my lips and it felt like, not glossy, but like satin, would you say? I'm really not sure, but it felt a bit like a gloss, and then all of a sudden you could just feel it drying down onto your lips, which I just found so interesting because it felt so weird and I never felt the lipstick do that before, but I do really like it. But yeah, this is my full face of Sheglam and I hope you enjoyed, and please let me know what products you think that you would like, and if you have tried them, please let me know what products you love from there. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!